get me into here. Please give a warm welcome to your host for this evening, Mr. Rick Chapman.
Good evening. Now, for the last 6 weeks, you, the TV viewers, have been voting in your millions, and now we're down to the last contestant. Tonight, we will see the 4 asylum seekers who remain. Just to remind you, they have all been refused asylum on appeal. The sort of people the press might call economic migrants or scroungers. With the permission of the Home Office, we can offer one of these people the chance of a lifetime. The winner of this show will be granted asylum in Britain and also receive £50,000 from Channel 6! Better. Unfortunately, all the other contestants will be deported immediately. 1, 2, 3. Right idea. Now, although the show is being transmitted on live television, this final vote is made up by our studio audience. That is you. By the way, in just over an hour, you will be asked to vote on who gets to stay. Now, you can vote for one of them, or you can vote that none should be allowed to stay. But first, let's meet the contestants.
I came here full of hope. I was told that Britain is the mirror opposite of Zimbabwe, that in Britain there is respect for freedom, democracy and human rights.
And what do you think now?
Better than Zimbabwe. Nobody has banned with cigarettes or done other things. I'm still alive, but I hope for a warmer welcome. I wanted someone to hear my story, to understand and to let me stay.
I come to England with husband and family in container on ship. Agent say we spend 1 week on ship, but ship take 1 month. My uncles, aunts, brother, and husband died. I don't know why I don't die.
Your wife and children are with you?
Yes. I am sure they are watching the program. I am missing them very much, but it is worth being in here. It is our last chance.
What's it been like for them living here?
At first, it was hard. They spoke very little English. But now my son's favorite word is the kid.
You told them you intended to work here?
Yes! And they took that to mean that I'm an economic migrant. That I've come because I can earn more money here. And of course, if I was to say I don't intend to work here, then people would say I've come to sponge off the state. Hobson's choice. Isn't that what it's called?
When the show's going well, we are kicking the BBC's ass.
What show is that?
The reality TV show. Haven't you been watching me?
Oh, I can't abide all that rubbish.
It's great telly. Couldn't write it better. This one's got 4 asylum seekers.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Asylum seekers in a game show.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm happy about it.
It is horrible. Really? Like we are animals in cage. Watch us in shower. Feed us bananas. But it is our last chance, so we must.
It is a strange country that wants to decide so many things by voting.
Felt so alive.
How long were you in France for the first time?
About 6 months.
And why'd you go back?
The Gestapo had broken the chain. I went back to repair it.
How long were you there that time?
Long enough.
Long enough to repair the chain?
Long enough to meet the love of my life.
And since you were released from prison?
I have been very depressed. I have to take medicine for it.
You tried committing suicide, didn't you?
I'm a failure even at that.
Do you still feel suicidal?
No, Jesus is with me now.
You've been persecuted.
It's easy to get persecuted. Women get persecuted. Hairdressers get persecuted. I am all these things.
So you escaped?
My husband and I dream of new life, a safe life.
Presumably the FSB could find you here if they wanted to.
That is true. But it would be more obvious to the world if I disappear from here. You have freedom of information here. Freedom of the press. I will be a minor celebrity here now, thanks to you.
What happened to Francois?
I tried to get him out of France. I made the arrangements. He was going to be picked up with 2 of our pilots. But then I was told by London he couldn't come.
Why not?
He was a Jew.
She waxed it.
She what?
She waxed her head.
No. Really? No.
Yes, she put a big wax strip across her head and rip. All the hair came out. She sold it.
Oh, who bought it? Was it a wig?
8 mustaches.
No.
You know how all the men in Iraq had to look like Saddam with the mustaches? Some couldn't grow them, so they bought to stick on.
You can't be serious.
I am 1/4 French.
And 1/4 Jewish.
Shit!
Oh, I'm so sorry you never met Francois. You would have loved him.
I'm Jewish.
You have his eyes.
I am Jewish.
You have a Jewish ancestor.
But I love pork. Right? I haven't been... You know...
There's still time.
Oh, well.
Oh, you are such a ninny.
Forgive me. But I've just found out that the person I thought was my grandpa, wasn't. That actually my real grandpa was a French Jew, that my mother was illegitimate, and my grandmother a spy.
If Sri Lanka is so wonderful, would it be so bad if you had to go back?
What's that supposed to mean? Just because you assume I haven't been tortured, you don't think I have a good reason to be here.
No, I didn't mean, we all have
I hate
reasons.
that. Asylum seekers judging each other, hoping someone else has a weaker case.
I wasn't.
It's like rats comparing the lengths of their
No,
tails.
you misunderstand me. I agree with you. We should support each other. Love thy neighbor.
When my husband died, I tell people I window. I grieving window.
Selfish.
We have a duty to each other to keep our spirits up. This is Britain. They go through 2 wars by keeping stiff lips. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody, hold stand block. What's dancing to the jailhouse rock? What's dancing to the jailhouse rock? What's dancing to the jailhouse rock?
I'm changing the rules. There will be no 5th option. One of these 4 people will be staying. Producer's having kittens up there. Right. Okay. We can save someone tonight. It's voting time.
It says this in the Bible. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it. Remember those who are in prison as though you were in prison with them. Those who are being tortured as though you yourselves were being tortured.